What's up with it, everybody? This Super Dave coming at you from PA Politics 3. Here, bringing you my first podcast. Hopefully, be something you enjoy, and hopefully, something that you'll continue to want to come back and take a listen to. Today, I'm about to give you some important reason why you should be voting this Tuesday. I'm going to give you how important this election is. First off, we need a council that's going to keep a strong eye on the city manager. Make sure he's doing this forensic audit right. Because word on the street is that the city manager is not really involved with the forensic audit process, and he has like a committee doing most of the decision makings. So we really need to give a message to the city manager that, hey, he needs to be involved with it, because this is the main thing that he was hired for. He was hired to make sure that this forensic audit go ahead and go through as a success. And also, over the 1,400 signatures need to be respected. They need to know that they have a voice in this situation. They need to know that when they took their time out to go ahead and sign the petition that was floating around, that everything is going to get done right in accordance to what the citizens want. And we really need the city manager to focus on that the citizens' wishes are done, because that's who pays their salaries, all the taxpaying citizens. Now, I don't know about you all, but to me it seems like we're already taking a long time with this forensic audit. I don't know why that it's taking so long. It seems that we should already have something in place already. It's kind of mind-boggling that it is taking as long as it's taking. It seems like if they can find over $1 million in the legal department to go ahead and help a developer develop some drainage issues north of 73, it should be without a doubt that we should have some money to find and do a forensic audit so we can stabilize the city's money and we can see where we're at. Because if we need to do any kind of repairs, any renovations in this city, we need to go ahead and stabilize the money. We need to see what's going on with the tax dollars, where we're at, what do we have, where do we have some money missing, or money being stolen, or being diverted to where it's not supposed to be. We need to get a grasp on our finances, and the forensic audit will help us do that. That's a very important thing. We need to make sure that you voters come out and vote, because it depends on who's getting on the council. They're going to have a say, or how important the forensic audit is, or how lax that it is. So we just want to make sure all the citizens that took the time out and went ahead and signed that forensic audit petition have their voices heard. Also, number 2, what's also important about this election is infrastructure. You have a chance at really helping and getting our infrastructure repaired by going out there and voting. Now, they have 2 candidates right now for petition 7. There's Mr. Reginald Train and Ms. Charlotte Moses. Now, as you heard on several news and any other type of campaign literature, that Mr. Trainer is in support for infrastructure. He's in support for streets. He's support for the drainage. He's also support for the water. That's one of his campaign things he wants to work on. He wants to be a part of the team that helps us get our city back and helps us with the infrastructure part of it. On the other hand, Ms. Charlotte Moses, she's basically wants to focus her attention on downtown. She said she really couldn't promise anything on infrastructure, but the downtown already has a plan that's being implemented. So I don't see where she would add any kind of credit to it or have anything to add to that, since they already have some systems in place to get that going. Also, was very important in this election, you have the chance to break the 5-4 or the 6-3 split. Depends on how you want to look at it. Special Interests has control of this city's council for over 10 years now. Right now, you have a citizens advocate group that's actually trying to break this up. They're trying to take the city back. They're trying to fight for the citizens. They're trying to take the votes back from these politicians that are bought with campaign contributions that seem to happen to vote a certain way, the ones that receive the contributions. So this is a very important election. You actually have a good viable chance of taking your city back. I mean, really, you have to understand it's not, people like to say that we need some more young voters. We need some more old voters. We need some new faces up in there. But really, it's not whether it's young or old. You have to understand these votes are bought. These votes are bought and paid for. You have to understand it's a system, a systematic process that's keeping this city down. That you have a majority of politicians that are bought, and they have their votes. They have their votes bought, and they vote a certain way. It's for special interests. None of these things is for the city. It's pretty much they're actually raping the city, so to speak. If you look at the city in the past 10 years or 10, 15, 20 years and see where south of 73 has been depleted, you shouldn't have any questions. If you live south of 73, I don't see why you're voting for the same council members that's been supported by special interests. You have to take a look at it. You have to get involved with it. You have to fight for your city. Because I'm telling you, nobody's going to give you anything. You have to go out in here, invite, and pay attention to what these council members do. You have to go to these meetings, pay attention to the issues, pay attention to who's fighting for you. Don't just listen. Prime example, you have Councilmember Lewis. Everybody wants to paint that man as a troublemaker, but if you actually go to the council meetings, you can see that he's actually fighting for you. He's actually fighting to have some of those resources being spent on south of 73 to try to remake and help rebuild south of 73. So you want to pay attention to these council meetings. So if you don't have any understanding of politics, just talk to politicians. Talk to some of the council members. Talk to anybody up there at City Hall. Even if you don't like them or you do like them, talk to them to see where they're at. They're going to let you know that they know what's going on, or you're going to see that they don't have any clue what they're talking about. So you need to talk to these council people if you want to have an idea of what's going on, who to vote for, who not to vote for. Just talk to them. They're going to expose themselves either way. If they're smart and they have a knowledge of what's going on, you're going to see that. If they don't know what's going on, you're also going to see that too. So, last thing I want to reiterate, hey, you have to fight for this city. You really, really, really have to fight for it. I mean, look, you have to understand that when there's something with money is involved in it, you're going to have to fight for it. And it's pretty much a fight for your tax dollars. You have special interests taking tax dollars out of the city, bringing it to people that's north of 73, and also some people that's out of the city. So you have to understand how bad do you want to have some of the city's contracts go to the businesses that's within Port Arthur. You have to go ahead and fight for it. You fight for it by being attentive, paying attention to what's going on, and also going to these council meetings. And last but not least, you should vote, because voting is your voice in this war we're fighting to have our tax dollars taken back to this city. Thank you, and that was the end of my podcast. And hey, keep checking out PA Politics 3, the Facebook group, and also PAPolitics3.com for your information on what's going on. Well, at least my take on what's going on with the city of Port Arthur. Thank you.